Are you looking for some natural ways to help relieve your anxiety? If so, stay tuned to this video and I'll give you some tips. Hello, my name is Stephanie. I'm a therapist in Long Island, New York that specializes in the treatment of eating disorders and body image issues. If you like this video or found it helpful at the end, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you're interested in learning more about any type of eating or body image issues, general mental health and well-being, and therapeutic tools, and I hope you'll find my channel helpful. So let's get right on into it. If you're looking for some natural alternatives to medication to help relieve your anxiety, I get it. We are in a culture that is starting to make more of a move and a push toward more holistic and natural alternatives to medications. So I do just want to give those people who are really interested in that and holistic and other types of methods to relieve your anxiety. Alright, so number one, and I do absolutely have to mention this, especially being that this channel is devoted more toward eating disorders. Proper nutrition is a big part of the natural remedy for anxiety. If you are not getting proper nutrition, meaning that you're eating regularly, having balanced meals, it's going to throw your body into a disequilibrium. Essentially, it's off its state of balance. If your body is not in a state of balance, obviously it's not going to be firing the proper dosage of neurotransmitters and hormones and all that scientific type of stuff, and it's going to throw your body into a bit of a disarray, and anxiety may develop from that. So if you have an eating disorder and you're seeing a nutritionist, talk to your nutritionist about how you're making sure that you're getting proper balance in your meals. Not that you guys aren't probably talking about that already. And if you're not, educate yourself, but be very weary about what you see online. It's all about flexibility with your eating. Of course, you should have balanced meals more often than not, meaning, you know, your carbs, your protein, veggie or fruit. But that's something that I would encourage you to do your own research on, and just be very weary about any type of diet talk or anything like that on the internet, because there's so much conflicting information about there. What I could give you, what type of advice I could give you to when you do your research, is that the simpler the better. It's not that complex. Regretfully, I do actually have to make the next number two recommendation, if you are really looking for holistic ways to reduce your anxiety, is limiting caffeine intake. Now, I know that's not in the cards for everyone. I know it certainly isn't for me at this stage in my life. I need caffeine. It's like, I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said death before decaf, and I'm like, I so relate to that right now, so I get it. But if you are looking to reduce your anxiety, maybe just be a little bit more mindful about the caffeine that you are taking in. If there's any way that if you drink coffee every day that you could cut it with a little bit of decaf, so there's a little bit less caffeine, spread it out more during the day so that it's not all concentrated in the morning, or, you know, making sure that you're not drinking it close to bedtime. Those types of things might be able to help you a little bit more in reducing your anxiety, because caffeine can absolutely be an irritant to anxiety. Number three, I made a whole video on this, and I'll leave a link in the description below. I can never say that, but self-care. Really, when we're reducing anxiety, it's all about the proactive approaches instead of reactive, because we want to get to it and prevent it before it even becomes an issue. So self-care, and I'll leave that link, like I said, in the description below, and I would urge you to check it out to know a little bit more about it and how it works. But really what I'm going to mention in this video is that it really is important for you to be making self-care a regular part of your daily routine and making it a priority. It's not just when you are done with your homework then you can take a bath. No, like, it needs to be something that is absolutely high on your priority list. It's something that you are making sure that you are doing daily. Number four is meditation. I know some people feel that that's something that it just doesn't fit for them, but hear me out. Meditation, I know that most people, when they think about meditation, they're thinking of like a Buddhist monk who could just sit in silence for 24 hours and just meditate. Really, most people, especially in our culture, are not going to be at that point. Just starting off is relatively simple. There's so many great resources, especially in this day and age. Like, we have YouTube that has amazing meditations, and what I would suggest to any of my clients who are interested in learning more about meditation is go on YouTube, look about like search the time frame that you're looking for. Let's start out with 5 minutes if you have 5 minutes in your day. Do like 5-minute guided meditation for anxiety or for self-image or whatever, and there's endless resources on there. I would encourage anyone who's starting to embark in a meditation journey to look up guided meditations, because it's very easy to get distracted if you don't have something to kind of focus on. And when there's a guided meditation, it's basically a person guiding you through that visualization or whatever the meditative practice is at that point. So it's easy to focus more on that voice as opposed to just say, okay, make your mind go blank, because that's just not going to be realistic, especially if you are starting to embark on the journey. And another tip is, if you are beginning meditation, you are not going to be able to focus fully on that meditation for even 5 minutes. You are going to be distracted. Your mind is going to wander off to different things. Different thoughts are going to come into your mind. That doesn't mean you failed. It's okay. It's normal. That's how you've been for a while. That's how our culture works. We all are kind of like running and thinking. So be mindful of that. And when you do recognize that you wandered off the path in your mind, just gently notice it. Don't judge it, and bring yourself back to the guided meditation. Number 5, pets. So I just did a whole video on this. I'll leave that link in the description below as well. But pets are incredibly therapeutic, especially with anxiety, because it's really grounding when you could just like pet a pet or, you know, distract yourself with a pet. There's a lot of really great qualities that are very helpful therapeutically when you have pets. So again, I'll leave the full this video in a link to the full video in the description below so that you can learn more about it. All right, now number 6, I love this one, essential oils. It's something that is absolutely really wonderful, especially as an alternative to medication if you're at the point that you really don't want to take medication. Also, it's helpful when you are starting to experience anxiety. It doesn't have to be always a proactive thing. Not that I wouldn't suggest, making it a proactive, such as if you know that there's a situation that's going to provoke anxiety, let's say like a school presentation or a work presentation, and that produces anxiety for you, make sure that you're being proactive and using that essential oil prior to that and leading up to it, but also it could really help to ground you a little bit more in that moment as well. There's 2 essential oils that I really like for anxiety, and I have it right here. This one is Anxiety Ease. Ooh, I don't know if I can show it. It's by Eden's Garden. They are a really wonderful company. I'll leave that link in the description below. And another one is a roll-on. It is Acacia Grounding Root. And basically what you do is just open it up and put it on your wrist or your pulse points. And you can rub it in. But also, just like sniffing it kind of helps to ground you a little bit more. Something that I got from like Amazon, I think like last year or something, it was really cheap, like $12 or something, was this necklace. And what it is, it's really cool. So what happens is that you open it up and there's this little pad in it. They have a bunch of different colors, and you can just take whatever essential oil you like and drop it on here, and it lasts for days actually. And you just like throughout the day just kind of sniffing it. I'm always sniffing my necklace, so if you ever see me doing that, that's why. But you could do it with a bunch of different things, like immune boosters, stressing, decreasing stress levels, anxiety, to boost your mood, to boost your energy. There's a whole load of them. So that's something, I guess I'll try to find this and leave a link in the description below as well if you're interested in any of those types of things. I think they also have it like car diffusers and keychains and all the lot. I do also want to make a quick disclaimer about essential oils, especially being that I had just mentioned that pets are also very therapeutic in terms of anxiety. I would encourage you, if you have pets, to do your research about how essential oils react with pets. There are some essential oils that are dangerous for animals, so I would definitely suggest to do your research prior to using them. What I had talked to my vet about, she had said that if you are diffusing essential oils, just make sure that the animal has an ability to escape the room that is diffusing the essential oils, so that if they are feeling any sort of lethargy or any type of weirdness, they are able to get away from the area that is causing that. Also, to avoid direct contact of the essential oil with the pets. So that's something that you may want to do as well. Making sure that wherever your diffuser or wherever the essential oils are sitting, it's not going to be easily knocked over and making contact with the animals, because that could be very dangerous. I know, for instance, tea tree oil is incredibly dangerous for cats. I'm not so sure about dogs, but whenever I use that, I make sure that I discard of maybe the cotton pad that I'm using it with, making sure that it's in a garbage that they can't reach or they can't get to, making sure that it's just not in their reach. So just be careful. I would encourage you to do your research, talk to your vet, just to make sure that you are doing things that are absolutely safe for your loved furry one. Alright, now number 7, this is the last one that I'm going to give for today, is breathing. So regulating your breathing, even when you are starting to have anxiety, this could be absolutely amazing. A breathing technique that I really love is a 5-7-8 technique. Basically what that means is that you inhale for 5 seconds, you slowly do it so that you can last your inhale for 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 and slowly release your breath, so you're exhaling for 8 seconds, 8 counts. And you want to keep doing that until you start to notice that your anxiety is getting less. And there's a lot of different breathing techniques, not just one. You could look at different ones online. There's so many great resources, again, for that as well. So consider checking it out and experiment with the different ones so that you can see which one is the best for you. The last thing I do want to mention in this video is just talking about medication for a second. There is a time and a place for it. Sometimes there are times that the homeopathic, holistic methods are just not going to get you to the point that you need to be immediately, at least, or being able to get you to a place of functioning so that you can engage in behaviors that are going to be better for your health. For instance, if you are dealing with an eating disorder and there's anxiety that's getting in the way of it, being that it is a very timely issue and you may be facing severe health issues if you don't get your eating disorder under control, you may not have the time to wait for a holistic approach to work. So that is sometimes when medication will be recommended, so that you can bring yourself to the level of functioning, basically lessening your anxiety to a point that you are able to do the things that you need to do to work on your eating disorder. And again, that's because there's such a health and a timely health issue apparent, and something that we need to be addressing immediately. Now, I don't do medication. I don't prescribe medication, rather, but I do know that there's a time and a place for it, and I'm always having this open discussion with my clients about their medication if it's something that they are open to, and of course refer out to a psychiatrist for a psychiatric evaluation. However, if you're not really dealing with anything that you feel that it's a moderate level of anxiety and it's something that you just want to improve, these tips that I had given earlier will really be helpful for you, and I hope it is. Leave a comment down below if you've tried any of these, or if you have any other ideas that could be helpful for someone else struggling with anxiety. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or you found it helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in learning any more about any of this type of information: eating disorders, body image issues, general mental health and well-being. I also have a blog. I will leave that link in the description below. Feel free to check it out, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.